during my prayers, I kept hearing, open a spa, open a spa. And I was like, that is just absolutely crazy because I know nothing about opening a spa. I worked in a factory for 28 years. So I started doing some research and getting some ideas of what I thought I might want to do. I had a local realtor and he's like, Jennifer, I think I found the perfect space for you. So he brought me here and my wheels started turning as soon as I saw the space. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. So in January of 23, I got my business loan approved and we started demo in February of 23. And through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally everybody says that, right? All the time. We were able to open in October of last year.
I'm Krystal Arthur, and I'm your host for the Divine Desire podcast. This podcast is to gift you the sexy, spiritual, sovereign, and specific wisdom to help you find and follow your desire into the magical relationships, business, and life that serves the world and excites your soul. I have been studying and coaching in spirituality, wellness, business, and desire professionally for nearly 15 years. I've been on a journey from being a pastor's wife, mother, and seminary student riddled with depression and anxiety with a toxic marriage, to training in holistic health, hypnotherapy, practicing a tantric approach to sex, love, and relationships, having 5 kids, and a sexy, sovereign, and sacred union of 11 years. I've searched heaven and hell to discover the wellness, woo, and taboo paths and practitioners to help us remember the wholeness and truth, goodness, and beauty within. And I can't wait to share them with you. Do you have a divine desire to heal and reclaim your relationship with yourself, your power, purpose, pleasure, prosperity, and your partner? Do you have an inner knowing of a calling, but fear holding you back from honoring the truest part of yourself, what lights you up? You're in the right place. Some guests may stretch or challenge you. Some guests will help unlock your next level of evolution. My intention is that every conversation is a catalyst to you owning yourself and manifesting your truest desires. This is the space to remind us we are infinite and our desires are the roadmap to our dreams. Here you'll find the inspiration and implementation to go from doing your inner work to being and sharing the work of art that you are. Welcome to the Divine Desire podcast. I'm Krystal Arthur, and today we are here with Jennifer Murray. I'm very excited to share her with you. She's a massage therapist as well as the owner and founder of the Be Still Wellness Spa in Salem, Illinois. To learn more about Be Still Wellness, please visit bestill-wellness.com. Y'all, it's incredible. I'm so excited. Today we talk about just receiving a vision, receiving a calling, and going for it. And sometimes it doesn't look easy. Sometimes it doesn't feel easy. Sometimes it is a roller coaster ride. But finding that courage, finding that just keeping the eye on the vision and what that can mean for your life as well as the lives of so many others. So again, I'm here with Jennifer Murray, and let's hop in. Thank you for taking this time with me. I'm super excited to be here. I watched you guys build up to launching the space on Facebook, and that was really fun. I appreciated you guys taking us along for the journey because I was super excited to see it actually come to life. And now being in the space itself, it's really remarkable, and I'm really excited to be talking to you. So
Thank you.
If you can just introduce yourself and maybe just start by sharing where you guys got the idea to open the space.
Thank you. My name is Jennifer Murray. I was born and raised in Salem, Illinois. That's where we're at. And I worked in a factory here in town for about 28 years. And I had some health issues that took me away from that job. So then I did a lot of soul searching and a lot of praying. And I got led into massage therapy. So I went to school for massage therapy and started this journey I started being a massage therapist in June of 2020.
Okay.
So,
oh wow, you started touching people in
yes, and yes. So then it was I wasn't even into it the first year. It had been about 9 months, and I kept, during my prayers or, talking to God, I kept feeling like I was hearing, do more, do more. So in March of 21, I kept hearing, open a spa, open a spa. And I was like, that is just absolutely crazy because I know nothing about opening a spa. I know nothing about other than being a massage therapist. And I worked in the factory for 28 years. So I started doing some research and getting some ideas of what I thought I might want to do. And a lot of prayer, um, a lot of times that I didn't think that this was going to happen. I was looking for a place to rent and to revamp and couldn't find anywhere. And then I thought I was supposed to buy something and that fell through. I thought I'm supposed to build something. So we started on that journey, and what I thought would, that I could do for one price was like double of what I thought I could do it for. And then I thought my dream was crushed, basically, or the vision that God had given me was gone. But in September of 22, I had a local realtor that had been helping me through this process. And he's like, Jennifer, I think I found the perfect space for you. And you can do what you want to do with it. And he said, I really think it'll work. So he brought me here in September of 22. And then my wheels started turning as soon as I saw the space. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. So we started in January of 23. I got my business loan approved and we started demo in February of 23. And through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally everybody says that, right? All the time. We were able to open in October of last year. So we're new. We're a little over 5 months in. Things are going well. They could be going a lot better, but everyone needs to learn about what we offer and the benefits, and it will grow eventually. I know it will grow, but I just took that leap of faith and trusted my gut and trusted God, and that's where we're at.
Thank you. That was so. I love how you just told that story. There are some things that you pointed out that I want to go back to. So you felt like it was like a calling from God, like a
Yes.
vision that God gave you. Have you always had like that connection? Have you always like had like a vision for something in your life and that you felt like it was a divine vision or a God sent vision? This is like more like the first time that that's really.
Yes, actually, I started furthering my relationship with God in 2017. And in 2018 is when my health kind of took a dive. But my faith was still very strong. And through that is what led me to quitting my job and starting to go to school for massage. And yeah, so I never in my life have I had a relationship with God up until I started in 2017.
Wow.
I had been baptized prior, been in church most of my life, but never really had that relationship that I knew that, that I believed in God. He was my savior, that I was going to have eternal life in heaven. But that's as far as it went.
Mm-hmm.
So things started changing in 2018. I got baptized again in January of 2018. And then I started massage school in May of 2018. And it took me almost 2 years to get through it because of my illness. I was still sick. But that's where he led me. And I haven't looked back.
Yeah. Was massage, so first off, I just want to acknowledge, I can like feel, like I hear the emotion and I'm like feeling it, and just thank you for sharing so vulnerably. I can just, I feel that. um, what does that mean to you? I was going to ask something completely different, but like, I can feel it, but can you put words to that feeling?
I always prayed God used me to help, to let me be your hands and feet. Use me to help others. And this is how I've done it.
Yeah.
This is where he's led me, to be able to help others in so many different ways.
Yeah. Was massage one of the things that helped you when you were sick, when you were healing?
Yes, massage helps me. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I struggle with it often. But weekly massage helps tremendously. Also, a lot of the services that we offer here, the equipment that we have, is also helps with my body as well.
Yeah.
Red light therapy is good for your body. The float pods, where you can it's zero gravity, so you can let your spine realign while you're floating. It's huge benefits to. It's not just luxury; it's necessity to live life. You know, so these are the things that I wanted to be able to give people for alternate measures of how to go through life when they're in pain, or or just so many different things that benefit the body here.
Yeah.
And that people are wanting. They want to feel healthy. They want to have less stress in their life.
Yeah.
And it's not just, oh, go spend a day at the spa so you can pamper yourself. It's not about pampering. It's about, your whole being, your spirit, your mind, your body, everything, and all combined.
If you're ready to heal your relationship with yourself and your partner, deepen your impact in the wellness for spiritual space, and reclaim your power and pleasure, you'll want to join our online community and newsletter. Newsletter sounds boring, but it's totally free and will ensure you don't miss a single transmission. Likewise, the community is an additional free space to remind us our desires are the roadmap to our dreams. Our community and newsletter dive deep into the challenges of balancing intimacy, personal growth, and building a purpose-driven business. You'll get exclusive insights from our podcast, along with tools and resources for things like embodying the power couple dynamic, where your business and relationship fuel each other, integrating fear and imposter syndrome in launching and growing a spiritual or taboo business, reclaiming power and pleasure, alchemizing shame and criticism. It's in community that you'll find the initiations and inspirations that will pave your path towards embodying your full potential. Joining the community will automatically add you to the email list. Again, it's totally free, and it's the #1 way to support the podcast. Simply go to KrystalArthur.com or click the link in the show notes. That's my name, KrystalArthur.com, or find the link in the show notes. Join us today and step into the true power of who you are, both in your relationship and in your business. Okay. It's not a luxury, it's necessity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people would. So I had a dream of opening like a wellness center or a spa back in like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I postponed it or set it aside
Mm-hmm.
with the pandemic and everything. But also at the time, our family wasn't in a position where I could really do a venture like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would think or say that it's a luxury to even be able to pursue
Mm-hmm.
a vision like this. But what I hear you saying is that it was a calling.
Mm-hmm.
It was a calling. So what would you say to someone who has like a vision or a calling or a passion? How did you, 'cause that's a pretty big decision to be in a career and position for 20 something
28
years,
years.
28 years,
Mm-hmm.
and to decide I'm going to basically start over
Mm-hmm.
with something new
Mm-hmm.
rather than retiring with what you've built your career on.
Right.
What would you say to the person who's like trying to make that decision?
Well, of course, you need to make sure that it's something that is feasible, of course,
Mhm.
and we all just can't go out and, take huge risks like this. This is a huge risk.
Yeah.
Being 50 years old and going hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, you know, I knew God was going to take care of me. Trying. I'm trying not to do that. But I would say pray about it. Look into grants because that's one thing that I didn't do, and I still should do that because I have more room to expand. And there there are a lot of grants out there for women entrepreneurs, and that's something that I didn't take the time to do, and I probably lost out on, you know, I could be doing even more if I would have looked into that, but I just didn't take the time for it. Everything got in the way. And also I don't know how to go about doing all of those things. So I kind of put it on the back burner and I'm like, God's going to carry me through this. So I'm just going to go full speed ahead. And maybe should I have done it on a smaller scale? Possibly, but I know that what we've built here and the team that we have and all of these ladies, um, they were all put in my life for this purpose. And because this is a pretty neat story about back in 2017, Whitney, my daughter, is the one that convinced her father and I to start going to this certain church. And through this, us starting to go to this church, I met so many people that are with me here in this building today. So, my nail tech, my daughter that works for me, um, a couple of my massage therapists, my esthetician, they all came from that church.
Oh,
So, and I feel like, the reason we don't go to that church anymore, but that church had its purpose.
mm-hmm.
And God put me in that place at that time for this reason. I 100% believe that. And although we don't go to that church anymore, I always say I'm thankful.
Yes.
Because that was a season in my life that he was preparing me for this.
Growing up, my pastor would say that God puts people in your lives or circumstances in your lives sometimes for a reason, sometimes for a season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always stuck with
Mm-hmm.
me. And it is such a like a perspective to really be able to be thankful for everything and
Mm-hmm.
everyone, even if it was a challenging time or if it was an inspiring time
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me more about your team that you have here.
We have 4 massage therapists.
Oh, wow.
An esthetician. We have a hydration therapist where she does IV infusions and vitamin deficiencies. You can get infused or give B12 injections or that type of thing. I have a nail tech. We also have a full hair business salon on the side that has 5 stylists in there.
I didn't know about the hair salon.
Mm-hmm. It's a different, it's under a different name.
Okay.
It's called the Hair Shack, but that's where I was doing massage. I rented a room from the Hair Shack. So when this happened, I wanted to bring them with me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then actually, at the corner of this building, there was a different, another salon that the Hair Shack and this salon combined into this space.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, everybody is very, very happy. There are, let's see, I have 12. At any time, if we're all here, there's about 15 of us.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't realize it was that big.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So how did you, because what I enjoy from like your Facebook group is that you don't just like promote the services, but you also are educating.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are the benefits of, like you said, like it's not just luxurious.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just feel
Yes.
good. It's actually very good for you.
Yes.
How did you learn about all these different services and technologies?
I visited different spas to see what they did. I originally was going to start out doing the water float pods that you actually get undressed, take a shower, and then you float, get out, take a shower after. That's what I was going to have here. But about 2 weeks before I signed my loan papers, came across my feed, the new innovation of floating, and it was dry floating. So all you do now is you take your shoes off, you get up on the bed and hit a button and it lowers you down into the water, which you have a barrier in between, and you float for 30 or 60 minutes. And you dry float. So the turnaround time is faster on the client or the customer, or actually us as well, because there's less cleaning, less time to do a turnover or turnaround. So that was the best option in my eyes there. And people don't have to take showers to float.
I knew you had float tanks. I don't know if I read closely enough to realize it was a dry float.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I've done floating before.
Mm-hmm.
First time was when I was pregnant with, I didn't know they were twins, but with my twins. And I was ginormous and it was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it kickstarted my labor because I went into labor short like a couple days after that. And that was incredible. And I just did it again. I don't remember when that was, but some months like within like the last year. But I've never done a dry float before.
Yes.
That's so interesting. And like actually my husband had just mentioned to me a couple days ago because it was our anniversary. He was like, we still have that like another float tank session left that we can do together. And I was like, yeah, but just in my hair.
Yeah.
I don't want to like risk the swim cap and messing up my hair. And that is so convenient. I don't even know if that is. So I'm from St. Louis. I don't know if that's in St. Louis. I've only seen the wet float tanks.
I'm not sure. There's not any in the state of Illinois
At all. The whole state of...
Except for the Chicago Cubs have one in their training.
And that says a lot.
Yeah. So I think they're starting to be more common. There's, a lot of places closer to the cities that have them, but nothing around here.
Oh, that's really neat. You said red light.
So, and then we have what's called a contour pod. It does 4 different modalities at the same time. It does massage, which breaks up the cellulite in your body. And then it does infrared heat, which pulls out the toxins. And
oh yeah, I saw this one.
Okay. It does red light therapy, which tightens skin, builds collagen, repairs the muscle. Red light therapy is good for every body ailment. And then it does Himalayan salt therapy on your face all at the same time.
That is wild.
It's a 15 or a 30-minute session.
Oh my goodness. See, that's what I love so much about, like I said, like I was really into this a few years back, like researching all the different like biohacking equipment and stuff like that. And because it fascinated me that you could do things at you can do treatments that are so impactful on a cellular level.
Yes.
That don't last very long. So you really get like a lot of bang for your buck. So like, I basically, well, I might want to say this on the podcast, but with my stimulus one. Like, so back, it was like around 2019, 2020 when I was really into like, how do we optimize our health, right? It was very forefront on many of our minds. And so I got a red light unit. And my thinking was, eventually I'll put this in my wellness center, my spa one day, but it's in my house, in my bedroom. So really, I just wanted it for myself. And I kind of justified it thinking I'll turn it into a business one day.
Yeah.
But I got a red light therapy unit. I've done the Himalayan salt before. I went somewhere to do that. A whole body vibration plate.
We have one of those.
What else did you just say? Red light therapy. Okay, Himalayan salt.
Unlock that.
It does the massage. What was the other one? There was a fourth one I'm missing.
Himalayan salt, massage, red light therapy, and the infrared heat.
Infrared. I got an infrared sauna. Yeah. So like I researched into that, and that is so good. So good for you. Like infrared heat and sauna in general, like prolongs lifespan. Like it reduces the risk of like all-cause mortality.
Right.
So like these things are really, really impactful. And I looked into a little bit the IV therapy. I'd love to hear more about that because my mom had been diagnosed with COVID, and we looked into that for her at the time. Like, is there someone that can come around and just give you a visit? It was post. She was no longer contagious, but just weak. Right. Weak for so long afterwards. So tell me more about the IV therapy. Was that something that you pursued? Did you find someone to do that? Or did they come to you?
Actually, the girl that we had here, she was already set up somewhere else doing it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I asked her if she would be interested in coming here, and she did. And we're getting ready to transition into a new girl that's coming. So it didn't quite work out here like she wanted. But we were just open too. So but everybody is excited that we're going to start it back up again because
that's awesome.
We've had several calls wanting to get the IV therapy.
Really? What are your most popular treatments?
For IV therapy?
Or no, just in general, like therapies. So, what do people come here most for?
Well, our massage therapist and our esthetician and our nail tech, we're busy all the time. After that, I would say people love the contour pod. And then the foot detox. Everybody loves the foot detox.
What's the foot detox?
Foot detox is you put your feet in a warm tub of water, and there's what's called an array that the ionization pulls toxins out of your feet.
Oh, it's like an ionic foot bath? Girl, I was just looking into this.
Yeah.
So does the water actually get all nasty looking?
Yes, very. Yes. And everybody's looks, they don't look the same. You know, some people think that it's a hoax, but everybody's looks different.
That's so interesting.
Most people detox joint muscle. So.
And what do people say like they've experienced afterwards? What do they?
So they sleep better. They get better night's rest. Actually, it's supposed to boost your metabolism. It's detoxing the bad stuff out. Well, a lot of people, if they're starting to come down with a cold or COVID or whatever, they'll come in for detox.
That's really smart. Mm-hmm. Wow. It probably shortens the cycle.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah, of symptoms. Wow, that's incredible. So, I had another question. What was it?
We also have an oxygen bar as well.
Yes, I saw that. Tell me about that.
So you can hook up to, can choose from, we have like 20 different scents that are aromatherapy that you can hook up to and just breathe in pure oxygen for, as long as you want, up to 60 minutes if you wanted to.
Wow.
It, again, has many health benefits because the oxygen that we breathe in every day is like 21% oxygen.
Right.
And this is 98%.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's really interesting to me because so when I was pregnant with my first, they kept saying that I was anemic. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, like I've always been told I'm borderline anemic and I should probably take iron. I don't ever do it. But they were like, no, you need to take iron. I was having him at a birth center, so out of hospital, and your hemoglobin had to be at least a 10, I think, to be able to have him out of hospital. So I was determined, okay, I'll take the stupid iron. So I was taking all this iron. It was supposed to be like a highly absorbable form of iron, and they tested me again. It got lower, I think. So then they gave me like a liquid iron that was miserable to take. But I'm like chugging iron, taking iron pills. Go back again, no change whatsoever. So they're like, we need to do further testing. So I found out I have a blood disorder. I have beta thalassemia minor. So my understanding of it, and feel free to correct me in the comments if you know better, if you're a doctor. My blood cells are misformed, and so they don't carry oxygen very well. Now, my theory is, so like online it says that there's like no side effects and you don't really experience it. Like if you have the major form of it, you have to get blood transfusions. But the minor, like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm pretty sure it's why I thought I had asthma when I was like cheering, and I've never been able to build up endurance. Like I would go for jogs every morning before school. In high school, I would do all this stuff to try to be fit, and I would get more fit, but I would never have more endurance. I couldn't run faster. I couldn't run for longer. I would just like get too fatigued. Shouldn't touch that. And I would also like not only exasperated like breath wise, but my muscles fatigue very easily as well. And that's always been very annoying. Like I'll watch people who by appearance don't look as fit as me, but they can walk up a hill. And I cannot walk up that same hill with I can't. Like I have to take a break, or like I'm huffing and puffing, and I eat healthy, exercise regularly, and like I'm not as like, so in St. Louis there's the St. Louis Zoo, and it's hilly. I can't take my kids, and like if it's outside of like 75 degrees, if it's hotter than that, I'm too exasperated. And so I've always thought I need to probably have some sort of regular therapy where I am like either drinking more oxygenated water or breathing in more oxygen on a regular basis to like raise the levels of oxygen in my cells. Because I feel like, also, ironically, I used to be called an airhead because I don't have enough air actually in my head. And so I just think, it could be why I have like ADHD symptoms. Like you need oxygen, like you need oxygen, water. I'm so curious I'm sure as years pass, like you were saying, there's more interest in these kinds of therapies and technologies. I think people are really becoming more aware that we can turn to things like this before or in conjunction with medicine, with modern medicine, and can reduce the need for some of these other interventions when we're just finding out what's the root cause. Now let's go and address, the fact that, that we're having these aches and pains and this high level of stress and these headaches. And sometimes it does come down to detoxification. Sometimes it does come down to just raising your oxygen or raising the nutrient density in your body. And there's so many alternatives that many people have never even heard of. I'm sure most people have never experienced an oxygen bar. I've not experienced that. So, yeah, that is fabulous. This is for conscious couples, coaches, and catalysts of spiritual and wellness businesses who feel like imposters in their business because their relationships are draining or toxic. Do you feel like your marriage or relationship is hanging by a thread, constantly fighting with your partner and worried about how it's affecting your kids, your energy, and your business? Maybe you've tried everything. New diets, another self-help book, another certification, all in an effort to fix yourself, your partner, your family. And yet here you are, burnt out, exhausted, and still feeling like something's missing. I'm Krystal Arthur, and I've been exactly where you are. I've been married for 11 years, and most of those we were in spiritual leadership, preaching heaven while living in hell, both as individuals and as a couple. We lived through rage, anxiety, depression, and caused trauma to our 5 children. We followed all the conventional advice, confided in mentors, and went to the marriage retreats year after year. The message was always the same: behave better, resist your desires, submit, and obey the rules. But here's the truth. The real transformation happens when you stop trying to fix yourself and everyone else and start accepting and loving yourself unconditionally. The secret is in reclaiming your power and discovering where you're holding yourself back from intimacy, aliveness, and your truest desires, both in your relationship and in your business. As a wellness or spiritual entrepreneur or leader, you feel like you should have the answers, the spiritual perspective, the clarity to navigate and balance it all. But when your marriage is falling apart and you're starting to feel like a hypocrite in your own business, it can feel impossible to find a way forward. I've lived that disconnection, the feeling of hopelessness and the heartbreak of wondering if divorce is the only answer. Through my coaching, I guide individuals and couples to uncover their deepest desire and finally start to build the life, relationship, and business they're meant for. You'll learn to heal from within, letting go of the constant need to fix, and create a relationship where you and your partner become the power couple you've always dreamed of, full of purpose, passion, and potential. In this 6-month container, together we will create a field of safety, sacred sovereignty, love, and sensual empowerment that will elicit a remembrance in you of who you are and what you're capable of. It will transmute the energy of doubt, lack, shame, and resentment, and resurrect in you the capacity to have a thriving relationship with your pleasure, purpose, power, and partner. With this truth anchored and embodied, you will see your sovereign vision begin to manifest and experience the fullness of your magic. This is by far my most powerful offering. To learn more and schedule a free 1-hour clarity call, go to crystalarthur.com or click the link in the show notes. This is a virtual offering. I'm on a mission to see as many individuals and couples come alive to their power, purpose, prosperity, and pleasure as possible. Again, that's my name, crystalarthur.com, or find the link in the show notes of this episode. Do you have do people tend to come here just as individuals? Do people come here for parties or I know one of my girlfriends took us to a wellness spa for her bachelorette party.
We actually, we've had a couple of groups of girls that have come in and spent the whole day with us.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun for that. But I think, especially this summer, I think that's going to kick up a notch because at the beginning, people didn't know basically what we do here and it's catching on. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming this summer.
Yeah, that makes sense too. People are more adventurous in the summer and it's wedding season as well.
Yes.
So you've alluded to getting like what every business goes through, like the launch and like getting the word out that we're here. How do you guys do that? Like, how do you go about getting attention in the community?
We're on social media, of course. We have a Facebook group and Instagram. My daughter-in-law runs that for us. She tries to post several times a day, and whether it be about products or services, or to highlight one of our esthetician, or to highlight our massage therapist, or we have a massage therapist that is learning reflexology right now. So she's been on the last 3 months getting certified for this new modality. So that's something big for her. And a lot of people are excited about that. We have that she's furthering her education, and there's just something else that we can provide here. So, social media, we advertise on the billboard out on 50. So, and that's about it right now. A lot of word of mouth. I mean, is a lot of people post when they come in and let people know what kind of experience they had. So that's also, great for your business. So we've only had one negative, and had only been open a couple of weeks. So, but those things are going to happen. We're not going to be perfect. We knew nothing about opening a spa and how to run a spa. So we're learning as we go. So 99% of the people have been have given us grace and went through the challenges with us. So everybody seems to really enjoy this place.
Yeah, that's so encouraging to share with people, because I think that a lot of people are afraid to start because they feel like they have to be an expert already.
Yeah.
Or they have to nail it the first time.
Yeah, and you don't nail it the first time.
There's going to be mistakes, especially it's not even only the courage to not only first leave what you were doing for 28 years, step into a whole new skill set and field, but then that's a whole nother level of a whole nother chapter, a whole nother level of like courage on top of that, to now you're having to trust a team, because everyone here is representing you and your business.
Right.
And that, like, even just me saying that feels nerve-wracking to me, because it's like, you can control what your hands do.
Yeah.
But you can't control not only the skill level or skill set that everyone else does, how they show up that day, how they communicate, the relationships that they build. And like, all those people have their own lives and their own stuff that they're coming in with. And like, and then the customers coming in as well, the clients coming in, and they have their own perspectives and things that are going on. And someone can just be having a bad day, and you give a good service, but then it's jaded because of, so that takes so much trust. And I love that, like, you keep referencing like your faith, and like you're trusting not only like yourself and your staff and your team and the community. No, it's like, no, I trust that this is what I'm called to do. I trust in God that, like, I'm here to serve. And if I'm following that, like that heart to serve and that heart to give, that like I'm going to be taken care of.
Right.
And that's just really, really beautiful. And I think that's a word to someone else who's getting started, or even maybe started and in a similar position, like some months in, but there's always challenging times in business.
Yes, always.
And just knowing that's normal and okay and expected.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. Okay. You said so many other things that I wanted to touch on. I can't even remember what they were now. Everything that you've been saying is so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just really helpful and inspiring. Your team, the services. Is there anyone that you look to, like that you get inspiration from, or like another spa or anything that like you look to say like, oh, like that's like one step ahead of you that you find inspiration from?
No, when the vision was put in front of me, I did a lot of research on my own, and you know, I went to two different, and they were just float spas. So um, one of the float spas had the float tank, and then they had a sauna and an oxygen bar. Um, but I did my own research to see, what I really thought people would like and what they could benefit from. Did I make mistakes along the way? Absolutely. Because I thought I needed 2 float pods. I thought I needed 2 saunas. Did I really need 2 saunas? Probably not. But now I'm more cautious with the decisions that I make, I guess. I I reeled myself in a little bit. Well, I have a financial advisor actually that's reeled me in. So we have some more services that are coming that we're very excited about. We're actually next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, we're going for training on a new device that we can offer. It's very exciting. And we have some things in line a little bit down the road so that we're going to be bringing into the spa. So we still have some space available. So they say that, that space is going to cost you money if it's not making any money.
Yeah.
So I'm working on those things right now.
That's really exciting. So I love that, like, you're allowing more to continue coming in and not waiting for things to be perfect before continuing to take steps in faith.
Yes.
That's really awesome. Are you the sole owner?
Yes.
That's awesome. Man, that takes bravery.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's really bravery.
What would you call it?
When, wait a second. Let me think here. The word I'm wanting is not coming to me. Obedience.
Oh.
It's obedience. 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just obedience. And that makes it like more tangible even.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And just simple. Because sometimes it feels like, oh, I couldn't be that brave or that courageous.
I don't take credit for any of this. Not me. Oh, yeah. I'm trying not to cry, but it just can't help it.
Have other people, do you share much about your fibromyalgia?
I have RA and fibromyalgia.
Oh, wow.
I have. I don't really I don't share it on social media.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that know that I do have the disease, but I could promote what it does for your body, but I don't feel that sometimes I should just, see what I'm going through and make it about me because it's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be about everybody else that I can help, and I don't want it to be about me.
You have to be careful, like, in how you say stuff because you can't say, like that anything is curative, or like it's sometimes you can't say something is a treatment for A, B, and C.
Yes.
But like you can say that it helps with these symptoms, or it's supportive. Or...
It can help. Can help, or you can't really say it will help because it might not help that one person.
Right. But you can say like I experienced, or this client had this experience. Okay. Yeah. Do you find that people with chronic conditions, I guess, are aware of the benefits, or is it more? Do you feel like it's more people who? Tell me about like the people who come here, like the demographic. I guess
there is. I would say it's 50-50. I would say 50% of people that are in pain and 50% of people that want to relax or want to feel good about with their body. So they know that massage makes them feel better, or a facial makes their appearance look better, and that in turn makes them feel better about themselves. And that's what it's about.
Yeah. So what would you say is... Wait, I had a question before that. What was it? Oh, you mentioned with the like ionic foot bath that some people think it's just like for show, or that it's like not actually effective. Do you find that there's other misconceptions? And you also mentioned like that some people think a spa is just a luxury experience. Do you find that there are other like misconceptions about what you're doing here, and like what is your mission here?
My mission is not to get rich because I'm definitely not doing that. But it's just to help people and help, whatever I can do to not only help the community, but I want to help every single one of these girls that work here, have a, productive and a stable environment, and help them be financially stable for their families. Like I said, it's not about me. So yeah. I feel that, there are going to be people that will never step foot in these doors because they're like, oh, I'm not going to go to a spa, or I'm not good enough to go to a spa. Everybody is good enough to go to a spa because everyone needs their lives to be, even for just that 1 hour, to be stress free. Because we live in a society that everything just keeps getting piled and piled and piled on top of us, and they want more for less, and people are just being spread too thin, and life is just more stressful than it was 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, or I should probably say like 4 years ago.
The world shifted so much.
Yeah,
so
it has.
fast.
So if this can help anybody, for just you come in and give us your stress, and so you don't take it home to your family, or you don't take it to your job and take it out on somebody else, right? So yeah, there's so I don't know what if it would be 50-50 for pain management, relaxation, whatever, but I know that's what most of my clientele is. Most people don't come in to relax. They need the body work. They want to just have an hour of peace in their life. So.
I heard like whenever you said that, I just heard ministry. Like that's such a, whenever you said they give their pain to us, like, so that they don't take it out on their coworkers or their kids. Like, they leave it here. That is such a ministry. Like, it really is like that's like miracle working. Like, almost, it's just because so often that isn't the case. It's more that, the boss is mean to the employee, and then the employee takes down the kid, and then the kid takes down the cat.
Yeah.
And so to have a space that's set apart in that way, kind of sanctified for, like, leave it here. Like, let's work it out here. That is such a service, truly a service of the community. Yeah, and you just have so many different modalities to do that, to facilitate that.
Yes.
That is really beautiful. And there's not very many spaces like that nowadays. Even many churches, you go, and the more involved you are, it's like the more church becomes work.
It does.
Like,
you're right.
When you're serving different ministries, it's like, okay, we have to do this, and we have to have this lesson plan, and we have to have this. Thinking about children's ministry, but like, there's so many different aspects to the programmatic dynamic of some churches, of many of our churches, that it's not as much of a sanctuary,
right,
where you get to go and lay it all down and surrender and be rejuvenated.
Right.
And so I hear you saying that this is really a space to surrender and be rejuvenated, so that you can find that still small voice, so you can be still.
Exactly.
It's a space to be still and know. Be still and know that He's God, and then be able to serve the world from that space.
Right.
So really, it's that exchange is taking place here. Yeah, that's ministry. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I know it's not about you, but thank you for being a vessel to bring this in and bring this through and bless all these people that are coming in and out of the doors every day.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's a wrap. I don't.
Okay.
That's so good. I really appreciate you sharing everything. I'm gonna walk around. I don't know what you have going on. I can ask what you do if she doesn't have any clients, because I can't. I want to see all of this space. I walked in and I was like, oh snap! I mean,
yeah,
I saw it on Facebook, but like, it feels, there really is like a spirit of like peace and joy when you walk in. Like, it feels, not only is it aesthetically pleasing to the eye, like, it's beautiful, but I felt calm just coming inside. Like, I could just stay here all day. And I know that's all very intentional.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this conversation. Wherever you are listening or watching, please take the time to like, subscribe, leave a rating or review. That helps to get the podcast in front of more people. And please, we really want your feedback. We want to know, what topics do you want covered? What industries or what businesses would you like for us to feature? Do you know somebody? Send them our way. We would love to get to know more people and to share their stories and to share their journeys. So thank you. If you haven't already, take the time to actually pause and do the flow shop. Take the time to get centered and to get into your creation energy and really carve out space and a little bit of private time. It doesn't take more than just a few minutes, and it's definitely worth it. We want you to not only have takeaways from the conversation, but also be able to integrate it. Don't just let it be another thing that you listen to in the background, but let it really penetrate your heart and your mind. All right. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to the Divine Desire podcast. I'm Krystal Arthur. This is where together we dive into the wellness, woo, and taboo in business and in ourselves to reclaim our power and heal our relationships with our pleasure, purpose, prosperity, and partners. You're invited to check out the next episode. please leave a rating and review on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Also, if you found anything helpful, inspiring, or curious, please share this podcast with a friend. If you want to invite me to be on your podcast, apply to be our next guest, or receive more teachings and tools from me, head over to crystalarthur.com and join our free community and email list. Thank you so much for being here.